Let's go! Welcome into Sports Saturday on the Fan Sports Network. 105.1 The Fan, 1080 The Fan, Odyssey app, YouTube, and Twitch for the kids. I'm Joe Fisher III. Across the faux marble table, Rashad Taylor.
Sadate.
What is up? How you doing?
It's Saturday, man. I'm chilling, man.
You feeling
Slow sports week out there.
You feeling cheesy?
I woke up feeling the cheesiest,
I was going to say it. Feeling the cheesiest, coach.
Yeah, good. I know Jordan Schultz is feeling cheesy this morning because he's not here. He's on his anniversary trip, I believe.
Yes.
Where's his birthday?
It's his anniversary.
Anniversary?
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
it's him and his
that's right.
wifey's
That's right.
anniversary,
Yes.
so they're headed. Did he tell us where he was at?
No.
I have a very
he's-
short memory.
He's going to be at a Mariner game. I mean, let's be real. There's something that tells me that it's just like that's their anniversary celebration activity for anything.
It would not shock me if Miss Kendall smothered him in his sleep.
It's Flag Day. We're going to a Mariners
If that
game.
was the anniversary gift, could you imagine? Hey, babe, we've been together. This is 10 years, man. I got great blazer ticks for tonight.
I've met the Mrs. Schultz a few times. She seems like she would be down
She's
for that.
chill, though.
She
She's
seems
real
like
chill.
she'd be like, okay.
She's real chill.
Yeah.
And so there's a part of me that says that she will be that. But the other part of me is saying, man, she's doing that because she really loves her husband.
Mm-hmm. How can you not love that ball of joy?
I mean,
Jordan Schultz.
he's a very lovable guy, man.
Someone else that's very lovable. We got Breezy behind the glass.
Oh,
Brandon Henson.
There he is.
Oh, I listen to the station. He is. I think it's a word like it's. We're seeing if it works. Breezy because
Behan.
because this
Behan too.
Well, you got to know the story. This man behind the glass here, big Chris Brown fan.
I've heard.
Big.
Yeah.
I've actually heard that which is not rare for guys because I know a lot of men that are like, man, hey, Chris Brown got cuts, and he does have cuts.
Yes.
But are you gonna pay money for the concert type fan?
I already did.
Did you pay for the meet and greet too? You gave him
I did not do the
$1,000
meet
to
and
shake his
greet.
hand.
No, it's
Did you guys do
actually
the buddy pose like
it
a
is-
buddy cop? Yeah.
No, it was actually a Father's Day gift. My wife bought me because she knows I don't go and buy concerts or anything like expensive that's like out of my way. That's not reasonable because I'm just that kind of person. I'm a very budget. Or I'm a cheapskate. Let's
I
just
love
say
it.
There's
Hey,
okay.
I'm a ton.
You're all what it is.
You're frugal,
Frugal,
and I
yeah.
appreciate it.
I try to be at least. So anyway, she went out of her way and got me tickets. So it's me, and three of my four siblings are going to go to the concert out in Arizona, in
Wow.
my
And
hometown. So.
This is the
This is
Chris
the Chris
Brown
Brown
versus
Usher
Usher
yep.
concert. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, you taking your lady with you? Taking your wife?
She sent me. She's sending me on my
Hey man,
home. Man.
don't do that. Don't
It
do
was
that.
out of my
That's
power.
listen, fellas. If you're listening today and your wife, girlfriend, the girl that you really like is talking about, hey, we should go to the Chris Brown and Usher show. No,
Yeah.
like it's a bad idea. I'm sure
I'm
it'll be
going.
super entertaining and everything like that. But there is a part. Usher's gonna put cherries in some
Yeah.
lady's mouth. It's a thing. I'm telling you. Look
No,
it up.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
And
I've seen the
then
videos.
Chris Brown is going to bring your lady on stage and make sweet dry love to her.
Yeah.
Like no, like I'm
Well,
sorry.
I would also say that it's probably not a good idea to bring the significant other because the amount of rubbernecking I imagine that is happening in a Chris Brown Usher concert of like, oh my God, look at oh my God, look at her.
Yeah, it's
okay.
all-
All right, stay focused. Get to your seat. Oh my goodness gracious,
And
look
that's
at
all
that.
good until you're filing for divorce because
Yeah.
Usher has bought your lady on stage.
This
to-
tour is going to ruin relationships
have you
across
seen?
the country.
I don't know
I'm
if,
sure it already
I don't know
has.
if you've watched over the last like
Sure it already
year and a half, 2 years, like how many men have filed for divorce because their wife paid like $1,000 for a meet and greet, and the picture was her in his arms, like legs around him type. Sorry, dog. Yeah, that's a thing. So, fellas, if you like going home alone and like going home for your lady to be thinking about not just one other guy but two other dudes, sorry, dog.
Wow. Well, it's good to have Brandon.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's
good to have Brandon.
Anyways, the nickname Breezy comes from. It's kind of been like my broadcast name because one, there's so many Brandons in the world, and we have a Brandon here, so it's trying to avoid that confusion. And two,
But he's a Sprague.
Yeah, I know,
different.
but
I've never called
it
him
still
Brandon.
confuses me even when someone calls him Brandon. Like it fires off of me like, oh, someone's talking to me instead.
Yes.
Can I be honest? I don't think I've ever called any one of the hosts here by their first name, with the exception of Patrick.
So I have to call Sook Jason sometimes, but only around my girlfriend because I feel like we call him Sook
like
because
a-
he's
it's
in
like
our
a locker room thing,
He's in
yeah.
our radio ether, in our our lens, right? And so it's
Right.
just like, yeah, that's Sook. But her and the BTJ, very good friends. Like that is a different Sook to
Of
her.
course,
That
yes.
is just Jason. So I very early on I started like whenever I talked to her about Sook, it was just Jason. And then Isaac just goes by Isaac anyways. So I mean it's in the show name. So Dirt. Someone asked me the other day. They're like, "Do you know the origins of Dirt?" And I was like, "No." And I don't think anybody at the station does.
No.
And he's always said it's one of those if I tell you I gotta kill you stories. So it's I mean, I've been here 11 years, you've
Dirt
been here
went to
12.
Cleveland, so there's a good chance there is some dirt under there. So we'll go ahead and I'm going to believe him. Whatever he says is probably true.
Oh, by the way, I gotta ask this. The field off of Powell on 26, that Cleveland, like
Yes,
is that their home field
that's their home field
for football?
for football.
Seriously.
I'm serious. Yeah.
That's where they play their home football games? That's where the legend Andy Dirt Johnson, PIL legend, played his home football games.
Going for gold. Yeah.
Capacity of like 100 people in both bleachers, by the way.
Oh, no.
Home and away.
Oh no, they make sure that the visiting. And I don't understand why a lot
They
of
make
schools
sure
do
the
this.
home fans can't sit
Yeah,
down.
they make sure there's enough seats for maybe the pep squad or something like that.
Dude.
But outside of that, there's nowhere to that stadium has needed some type of upgrade for a long time.
Well,
Just
then-
the seating alone just makes it difficult to go to Cleveland. I'll watch it from outside the gate.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I don't blame
If
you.
I can find a park,
I'm going to go to McDonald's real quick and go grab a McDouble, and I'll be back by
Listen.
the time the second quarter starts and stand outside the gates.
there was a time when we were covering high school football, and I had it was like Cleveland Roosevelt, and I was like, boo,
Boy.
why do I boo? At both times,
catch the fever.
both teams weren't good. I mean, now Roosevelt has had a little bit of a resurgence,
Yeah,
but both teams were not good at this point. And so I'm just looking, and I'm like, it's so cold out here. It's like the middle of November or early November, and I'm like, man, I will stay right here and do my updates from. I can see everything happening. I can see everything on the field. I can see who's scoring. Hey man, I will do my updates right here from the car and watch the game in here. Like,
Dude, I know what you did. I know exactly what you did. You went and you did your updates from the field, and then you just went right down the street to what's that strip club next to
don't tell
the
anybody
Italian
that.
restaurant?
That's not true.
Yeah,
It's totally not true.
that is where you ended up going.
Totally not true. And then I just come back right before halftime.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I
and
got
right
my
before the end of the fourth.
I got my hit in like 10 minutes.
Hey
And you
guys,
walk
we
back
got a
over
barn
there.
burner out here.
That is exactly what you did. What is that damn place called? It's got the green building. You know what I'm talking about. Right over by John's Marketplace.
Yeah, I honestly don't. I think I've been there one time
I
with
see
some
it.
friends for a birthday.
I see
I
what
think
you're
it's
doing.
closed now.
Is it called Boned? Is that what it is?
I
That's
would
what I'm
never
seeing.
have been to a place
No,
called
that's
Boned.
that's a food truck.
That's 100%. Yeah.
Okay. I'm glad that's a food truck. Yeah, actually, I'm upset that
I don't
that's
think I
not
want to go there still.
If that was the strip club name, I'm like, well,
Could be fun.
Let's see
Doesn't
what's going
sound
on.
like a strip club for the fellas though.
wings. They specialize in wings, and it's called Boned. I mean, that's
Okay, that's a better name now.
for a strip
All right.
club. A strip club that specializes in wings. I feel like that's pretty solid.
I still don't love the name though. I don't know. I'm still.
Still makes you a little
yeah, I still don't
uncomfortable.
love the name. I still don't know if I want to go
Maybe
there.
the text line can help me out. What that place is called off of
I think it's
Powell.
closed now. I drove past it like I want to say maybe a week ago. And
503-864-6326.
like-
503-864-6326 is our text line, by the way.
It's like black and green, right?
Yes,
Yes.
yeah,
I
on
think
the
it's
outside.
closed. I
Damn
think
it.
it's closed now, man.
I drive by there all the time going to John's Marketplace. Never went in.
No, of course not.
Of course not. No. But yeah, I mean, I drove by Cleveland the other day because they're doing a bunch of construction on the school itself.
The school is going through renovations, so Cleveland will be moving out to Marshall High School for the next 2 years.
How about that? You're a roving reporter on PIL and Public Portland Schools Matters.
Holding it down. for all-
Rashad Taylor.
Hold it down for all things PIL.
But yeah, as I drove by the school the other day, I drove by the field and I was like, I don't think I've ever asked or found out, is that a practice field? Where is the actual Cleveland varsity field? And yeah, so I had to find out and get clarification on. That's sad. That's kind of sad.
I mean, yes, there was a time that Cleveland was pretty competitive. That's one of those schools, though, that sometimes
Hawthorne Strip is what it was called, by the way.
Hawthorne Strip.
Yep, Hawthorne Strip.
It's a very
Generic, yeah.
you
it's kinda
know,
boring.
kind of.
You're not even on Hawthorne.
Yeah, like
Right.
PS 148 type thing, man. Like, okay, well, But no, like Cleveland went through these things where they could be really good one year and then just trash for like 12 years straight.
As long as they got Andy Dirt Johnson.
Listen, I never played against Andy Dirt Johnson. I heard he was really good, but when we played against Cleveland, I think people knew this was going to be a career day. There's going to, like, you're having 4 interceptions, and you're having 4 interceptions.
That was Park Rose for us.
Yeah?
When we went to Park Rose or they came to Sherwood, it was just like, oh, dude.
No.
JV's getting some run in this fourth quarter. They might get the whole fourth quarter.
It's going to be really, really fun in this game. But, yeah, so that's how it was
I was
for
devastated when I broke my collarbone freshman year, and it was like the week before Park Rose. I was like,
this is going to be my game. You're going to get called up.
Come on. You couldn't let me have this one?
Everybody made their warm-up tape or their highlight tapes based off of, playing like 2 or 3 schools.
I really like what I'm seeing in your video here. Question, it seems like all the highlights are just coming from one game here against Park Rose. Do you have any other footage of or clips from other games there?
Nothing I'd like to show, Coach.
Nah, I think this game kind of encapsulates, my abilities the best.
This showed all my skill set.
Yeah. Well, and I say all this not out of poking fun at Cleveland. I just say, like, we got to be better. Like, come on. Cleveland, like, Portland Public Schools, look what you did for Franklin a couple of years ago.
Oh, it's
that
coming.
Looks like a damn government building in Virginia somewhere.
It's all coming. Like, so that's why they're moving out there, so they can get their big rebuild. Now, I don't know if Cleveland owns the field. I think that might be like a Portland Parks thing.
Can we reallocate the funds from the school to the field?
We
all know that athletics is much more important than academics, right? I feel like we've all
drives
agreed on
academics.
That.
We all know that.
Yeah,
man.
exactly.
Duh. So. But no, sometimes the city and like the neighborhood can be really weird about like construction or like, for instance, the Grant High School has a football field outside. Grant doesn't play there. They don't have lights, and the neighborhood doesn't want them to have lights because they don't want the lights shining in their homes on 33rd and by a high school. So which was weird. So that's why Grant doesn't really play.
Even though there's usually like an ordinance about the lights.
Yes, but there's a beautiful field right outside of Grant, and they can't use it. So,
Well, how about that? Didn't see that.
Kind of a theme in Portland.
Yeah, didn't see that first segment traversing that way.
Hot PIL talk.
Yeah,
you're welcome.
That first segment was quite the odyssey.
I see what you did.
I went and saw the Odyssey last night, so it's all on the mind. Staying up till midnight last night on the Reddit threads, trying to read more into it. Do you do that after you watch a movie? Like go on the internet and see
I do see, and I'm one of those guys. I go see the movie
what people noticed, and just
like
kind of remember it.
And then you go back like, oh yeah, I'm one of those guys. I go see the movie on Thursdays. Like if the movie comes out on Friday, I go see it like that Thursday
like the
night.
Midnight showing?
No, like all the movies that come out now, like Friday's the release date, but if you go to like a Regal or something, like they'll release it on like Thursday night. And so that's why I'll go see movies, and this way I can avoid all of the spoilers. I can avoid all of, man, the movie sucked. No, I'll go see it myself, and then everybody else can kind of go from there.
I hear you on the spoilers part, and it's funny because like Twitter X is just terrible about this now, where if you're on the like For You section, it's just clips about movies that are currently out right now. And so it's just like every 5 tweets is like a spoiler of a movie. Now, this week when I was on Twitter, there would be like a clip from the Odyssey, and I'd be like, oh, I don't want to spoil it. And then I would be like, wait, this Odyssey is like a story that's been out for like, I don't know, 1,500 years.
Still,
I think we know what happens in the Odyssey, but again, like you don't want to see this. Like, wait, I want to wait to see this version of the Odyssey.
And that's the thing. You want to wait and see what happens and how it pans out, and aesthetically what it looks like. So I totally understand. Was there a Marvel preview for the Odyssey?
No Marvel preview. There was like 2 rom-com previews or something like that.
That's weird.
Yeah. My girlfriend was all about it. She was stoked. I saw her jotting the dates down. She's like, all right, go see that.
Oh, cool. I do love a good rom-com, though.
Yeah, I'm out. Odyssey was great, though. Did not feel like 3 hours, that's for sure. It's fun. We had
3 hours is 3 hours.
I feel like we all did the Greek mythology thing back in like high school, where for like a few months out of the year we randomly learned about the Odyssey and Greek mythology and the gods and all that. This no, you're giving me a look that this was a very suburb white thing.
Yeah, I think it was a very we did learn about it at one point, but no, we didn't spend much time on it. But we all read the Odyssey. I think for the most part, like for any English class, like junior, senior year. You
There's
have
a
to
two.
read it.
There's a 2-episode mini series that they threw on TV back in like the 90s. Vanessa Williams is in it actually.
Cool. Did
Yeah.
she sing a song?
No, I don't
okay.
think she sang a song. Unless she was like a siren or something like that. I don't know what her role was in it, but I remember watching that in high school. Yeah, went to see this last night. It's a movie theater movie. It's a popcorn flick. Movie theater movie or a really good home theater setup.
Definitely
Like
3 hours, man. There needs to be an intermission when movies are 3 hours long. Give me 5 minutes so I can go to the restroom.
I was hoping there was one. I did go pee in the middle of the movie, and I timed it like absolutely perfectly. Like in between two of the best scenes of the movie. I was just like, yes. Like it was, yeah. I was very happy with myself for sure. Asked after the movie to my girlfriend, like, did I miss anything? Then she's like, oh, no,
Well,
you're good.
Now I got to go see the Odyssey. So far, you're 1 for 1 as far as your movies, because Obsession is top tier.
Wild.
One of the best movies that I've seen in a long time.
Wild.
I don't know if you've seen Brandon.
Nope, haven't seen either of those
Hey
yet.
man,
Oh, man.
it's on the Cock now. So if you have Peacock,
Peacock.
go check that out.
Let's clarify that.
Yeah, Peacock. Yes. So if you have
I
that,
feel like we
man,
haven't made that joke in a while.
It's
We
been a
just
little
need
bit
to-
like we're on FM now. We should probably let everybody know.
The movie
Yeah.
is on Peacock streaming service, a.k.a. The Cock.
Yes.
Okay. We're way over. But hey, that's fine. It's a good little Saturday. We got plenty to talk about. We've got.
is there?
Well, no, but there's enough. There's enough. In fact, we don't have enough to talk about, which is why we are going to do our NFC and AFC South predictions.
I'm all for it. We were gonna start last week without you.
That will be later in the show.
Yeah.
That'll be hour 2. We do that. We got some NBA stuff. Big old transaction, Blazers news, as is every week, and I got some football nuggets in the last hour of the show as well. So let's get to going. I hear there was an all-time legend that signed with a new team the other day.
Hadn't heard.
Hadn't heard? Well, LeBron James, now a Philadelphia 76er. Sports Saturday, Fan Sports Network.
30.
Me and Rashad, and he's got a friend in the studio here. We're already talking Blazers here in the commercial break. Some of the commercial break segments, like what we talk about in commercial breaks,
Man.
and sometimes I'm like, damn it, why'd we do that?
Record that and put it on the X or the Instagram, because in some cases those conversations are better than what we're able to say on air.
Those damn advertisers, man. I tell you what, we love you. Love all of you.
Absolutely. You're our favorite.
Do we love LeBron James going to Philadelphia? Who I thought as of like 2 weeks ago, I was listening to Dirt and Sprague, and they had a guy on from Philly, and he was adamant. Was not happening. Like, was not going to happen. LeBron's going to go to a team with their best player who only plays 50% of their games at most in Joel Embiid. Jaylen Brown, newly acquired, who is going to now try his hardest to prove that last year was not a fluke, and that he is the man and will lead any team to a 2 seed, 1 seed in the East. Tyrese Maxey is like the least of my concerns. I mean, another guy that needs the ball in his hands, but as far as, personality, mental, there is nothing from Maxey that worries me about his game or the type of player, locker room guy he is, whatever. Edgecombe young guy. And then you have, who else on this? Anthony Simons?
Off the bench now.
Jabari Walker?
I mean, Dean Wade?
Dean Wade, that's
Is
right.
he'll
Either pour in like 30 points on 9 threes or get you 0 points and do absolutely nothing, but get you 30 minutes for, just to fill up some space.
He's a pretty good defender, so that'll be good for this team. They'll need that.
And one of the most, critical fan bases in sports, not 76ers, just Philly.
One of the most?
Just Philly in general, the city, and how they treat their fan or their teams when they are not performing. That is your retirement tour, LeBron? You want to do all that? By all means, go for it. If that's what you want to do. I mean, you could have gone back to Cleveland and gone home and tried to, I know you brought them a championship and they are in debt to you for the rest of their lives, but I just thought that was that's the swan song move right there. Go to Cleveland. They're set up pretty well for a championship run, but I guess he wanted to go the clutch route, the hard route, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, so one, I don't think Joel is their best player anymore. I think that ship has sailed. I think at this point, Maxey is their best player before Jaylen Brown got there. I think Jaylen Brown's going to be just fine over there. I think if nothing else, he's shown us that he doesn't have to be your number one scorer, but he can be your best defender. He can be your best wing defender. And I think that's kind of what they were hoping they would get with Paul George a little bit, because outside, the reason all those kids thought Paul George was the GOAT is because offensively he was great, but defensively he was great, right? And so I think now you got a Jaylen Brown that kind of fits that mold on top of that. The only person I really worry about this whole thing is VJ Edgecombe. You got a young guy who showed a lot of growth. I want to say one of his first games, he had 50, 60, something like that, in one of his first few games in the league.
Yeah.
So he's a kid that, and we saw in the playoffs that he was able to kind of show up for Philly at points. And so that's the only part that I look and say, man, I would hate to stunt that young man's growth, because you see that he is going to be a star.
Yeah, and when you get to be a year or two, it's going to be LeBron.
It's going to be 2. It'll be 2, and if they win this year, then probably 1. But
is he really going to play a second year? I know this is a 2-year deal, but do you really see
why not? I mean, what did he average this year? 24 and 7 and 6. Why not? Here's the thing. Once you get to be a veteran and you've been in the league for 20 years and you're Patrick Ewing or Hakeem Olajuwon and you're playing for Toronto and you're putting up 12 points a game, 11 points a game, it's time for you to go. It was sad to watch Kobe, who was my favorite player of all time. It was sad to watch him in those last few years average 17, average 16. That's not Kobe Bryant, right? So LeBron at this point at 42, he's as old as I am, and he's still averaging 20-plus points in the NBA. We have Blazers that are great that don't average 20 in the league. And so as long as he can still play, then play. Well, hoop until you can't no more. Tom Brady played quarterback till he was 40, 45 or something like that. In the most violent sport that's not named rugby, in the most violent sport on earth, and he was able to play that long. LeBron hasn't had any significant injuries like that. He hasn't had an ACL. He hasn't had like a hamstring, a torn hamstring, an Achilles. He hasn't had any one of those debilitating things for his entire career. So until he gets one of those, and I got friends, that are like, hey man,
until he gets one of those,
no, for real,
damn,
and I'm knocking on wood because I think that's the consensus. Like that's the only thing that's going to slow him down. It's going to be an injury that he can't really rehab from like that at that age. Like it's not going to be because he's not going to slow down in points. He's not going to magically go from 24 points this year, 23 points or whatever it was this year to 12 all of a sudden to 15. Like that's not going to happen. So
I mean, he doesn't have to score.
He doesn't, but he will.
He will, but I mean, he doesn't have to, man. I mean, he's just gonna play old man YMCA basketball where I'm picking you apart. You go there, and I'm just gonna keep the ball away, and then he
could do that.
Pass across court, bam, 3, Jaylen Brown.
He could do that, but I mean, I'm sure Jaylen Brown is not going to be like, I'm not standing in the court. You play 2K, right?
Yeah.
When you play 2K with other people that think that they're the Magic or LeBron, you get relegated to standing in the corner and waiting for the ball. No, bro, I can cook too. I got moves and everything. I spent a lot of time becoming a 99. Jaylen Brown is not about to sit there on the wing or in the corner waiting for LeBron to direct traffic.
But if he makes a 3-pointer and gets the ball,
if he does that, but Jaylen Brown is more than a 3-point shooter, and I think that's the big thing.
Well, and Jaylen Brown has expressed that he literally only seemingly cares if it's a good season by his own individual measurements. So
he didn't say that. He said he was proud of this season.
He kind of did.
He said he was proud of this season for what he was able to do, and he should be. He finished in the MVP. Like, I'm not supposed to be proud of that? And we got 3rd seed in the East. Like, what are we talking about?
To get knocked out in the first round.
To a 76ers team that you haven't lost to since the 80s. And
that's fine, but it wasn't Jaylen Brown. He played well. Where was the rest of his team?
No, I agree with that.
Where's light skin wonder? Where was he at? You know what I mean? Like,
hey, you keep Peyton's name out of your mouth. Or were you talking about Jordan Walsh?
How did you know, man? Yeah, I'm definitely talking about Peyton Pritchard. No,
or was it Vucevic you were talking about?
I'm talking about the guy that's supposed to be their best player. And he's supposed to be, the all-star, the all-NBA guy, and he didn't really show up in the playoffs for this Boston team. So, I mean, I don't think all the blame should go to Jaylen Brown, but he became a scapegoat, which I don't love. And narratives have, real power, and the narratives now is that he's a selfish player and he's all this stuff. No, I can be proud of what we did without one of the greatest players in the league.
We did it!
That guy.
I don't know, man. It's just, 76ers, I mean,
I don't love it. It's one of the softest moves in the league's history.
You know what it's not? It's not the Golden State Warriors.
It's not the Warriors, but
that would have been.
I'm not the Warriors because they had already won, but this is damn close. I mean, this is damn close. Just getting seriously, just this team sans LeBron was good enough to win the NBA championship. Just that team before LeBron got there. Then he came there and it's like, the Warriors had already competed for a championship, probably going to go back. And if Draymond is not suspended for that game, they probably at that point.
Oh, sorry.
And the Draymond is suspended for that game, then they probably win that series too. They're up 3-1, so they probably win that series too. But so that's a ready-made team. LeBron is going to a team that is ready to win a championship with a guy who's already led a team to a championship, arguably the best young point guard in the league. And then probably the second or third best second-year guy now in the league, and VJ Edgecombe. Like, yeah, get out of here. Like, and then now you got LeBron James. Like, in the Eastern Conference with all the shuffling that we just saw in the greatest offseason that we've ever seen in the NBA. Yeah, I think they can win that.
Yeah, I feel bad for Miami, man, missing out on LeBron.
I know, right? Ouch.
Sucks, man.
Ouch.
Feel bad for those Miami Heat fans.
Those Twin Towers will be fun to watch.
Well, hopefully they did something else in the offseason to help bolster their roster.
I don't think they did. They still have Andrew Wiggins, so he's going to have to be the guy on the wing for them. So
that sucks.
That's tight.
Bam's going to have to score 83 points.
Every night.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Didn't they? Oh, yeah, they did get Giannis, too. Okay, actually. Oh, all right. So
yeah, so there's a good, Giannis is going to average 40.
Listen, I'm not happy about the city of Philadelphia getting him because being the resident Cowboys fan, I hate all Eagles fans, and therefore I hate any sort of happiness that Eagles fans get, whether it's in football, basketball. As a Flyers fan, I don't care.
You just don't want.
I don't want it. Yeah, if they're an Eagles fan, I don't want them to be happy in any walk of life, at least in sports. So I know there's some Eagle fans today or over the last couple of days that are also 76ers fans that are happy, and that makes me sad. So that's why him going to Philly, of all teams, Golden State would have been the worst. If he went to Golden State, like that, my reaction day would be much, much different.
I would have felt much differently about that. I would have been like, man, that's kind of cool.
Stupid.
See LeBron and Steph playing because
Stupid.
we all know they're not going to win. I think that's the first
Bitch
thing.
move
Like
is
them
what that
winning
is.
is probably going to be like,
Bitch move is what that is.
No, how would it be? He's like, man, at this point they're not going to win nothing. We know if this were 5 years ago, 7 years ago, yes, that's a problem.
That is a total, what is it, like Leonidas Xerxes move, like bowing at the feet of Steph Curry. I am a generous god. Like LeBron just giving up at that point and just being like, okay. That would be weak. That would be so
That would
weak.
be admitting that I'm not the best player of
My
my
era.
generation or of my era. But
So you come crawling back to me, huh?
But I do think if he can win another ring for another franchise, like, I mean, I'm saying that would be, 4 championships with 4 different franchises? Like, who else? And,
Or at least
and if he's a
get to
finals
one?
MVP,
Or at least get to 5 NBA Finals appearances with 5 different teams.
that's pretty. I only do that on 2K. I only do that on 2K. That's it.
1-year deals.
Seriously, I
One-year
try
deals.
to get 2-year deals, and then I'm asking to be traded.
I'm a
to
mercenary.
somewhere
I'm a mercenary
after
in
a couple
NBA
years.
in
Yeah,
2K.
hey man, yeah.
All right, we're way up against it. Take a break. Come back, talk a bit more about this, more NBA stuff next here on Sports Saturday. But first, Brandon, Sports Center update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, in case you missed it yesterday, LeBron James is a 76er in what he called his last free agency decision of his career. The King chose to join Philly on a 2-year, $8 million deal with a player option. James is entering a record-breaking 24th NBA season and will hope to end the Sixers' 43-year championship drought. In the WNBA, Bridget Carlton well represented your Portland Fire last night in the All-Star three-point contest. Carlton posted the best score of the first round with a 29, but would eventually lose to the Wings' AZ Fudd, who put up 30 in the final round to win the title. Fire are back in action on Tuesday. Your Portland Thorns came back from an early 1-0 deficit to manage a 2-2 draw with league-leading Gotham FC. Renee Lyles and Jesse Fleming were the goal scorers for Portland. Thorns are currently 4th in the NWSL standings. And your Portland Timbers look to keep momentum after earning 4 points to start the second half of the season. Tonight they host Real Salt Lake in Providence Park. Coverage starts right here on 105.1 The Fan at 6:30 ahead of a 7:30 kickoff. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brendan Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Murray.
judgy Rashad over there.
Hey, man, I'm just holding my friend accountable. What's wrong? What'd I say?
It's true.
Man, my guy said he wasn't drinking any more of these energy drinks.
Yeah, I caved.
Sugar-free, though, so
Months
zero
ago.
sugar, so we're all
Dude,
good.
That's all good, right?
Yeah.
That's all you need. No sugar.
Yeah, I had
so
a
much
moment. It was like earlier this week or something where I just pounded like a couple back to back. I think it
felt
was like
so good?
Monday. No,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
at all.
You're like, man.
I felt like my heart was about to beat out of my chest, and I was just like, I should remember not to do this ever again. Like, this was probably a bad idea.
Yeah, I don't know. Just
Pumping
pounding
400 milligrams of caffeine into my
Seriously,
bloodstream.
yeah,
just-
drinking 5-hour injuries just back to back. just
No,
chugging 'em.
hell no. I did that back in like high school when I used to work at Safeway. They would have me show up for like the 6 a.m. shifts, and I would crush one of those right at 6 a.m. and crush another at 10, and just, yeah, dude.
Yeah, that doesn't sound
Cocaine in
fun.
a can, baby.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all.
What are we talking about here? LeBron. That's right. Hey, now I can update the 2K rosters. Because recently I did a little experiment with the newest Blazers roster to see, how that would work. Mostly simulated the games.
Okay.
If that was within 10 points in the fourth quarter, I'd jump in there, see if I can try and sneak out a quick win. But that roster update didn't have LeBron on the 76ers.
No.
So now I got to go through and redo it and restart the season. And in the East now, when we look at it, Boston, how do we feel about Boston after all the moves? Probably like mid-range, like 4th seed, 5 seed, maybe.
It's still their fault we're in this mess to begin with.
That's true.
Yeah.
Very true.
He doesn't go to Philly without Jaylen Brown there.
Yeah.
So I still blame Boston for screwing this all up.
I think Boston is still in okay-ish shape because they are in the Eastern Conference. And the East is kind of a...
Knicks, Cleveland are both going to be good again. It's just a matter of, who's going to...
It's going to be, yeah, exactly. Who's going to be that one that just surprises everybody and be like, oh...
Like, do the Pacers get back with Halliburton? Do they get back to form and have a
certainly
good
hope so.
season? I do too. The 76ers are going to be one of the best teams in the East.
In the league.
Yes, league,
Yes.
East, however you want to say it. But, it's just a matter to me is, how are you filling out the rest of that team? Luckily, LeBron is saving you a lot of money on his contract, so that definitely helps. But when you look at their depth chart, man, there's a lot to be desired.
Yikes.
Like they're going to need some depth.
Well, I don't know. I still think if I'm looking at Philly's depth chart right now, they've got a nice squad. So you've got your starters, obviously.
The starting 5 is probably the best in the league.
Yeah,
I would say. It's just what is going to be like. You can't Tom Thibodeau these guys and run them all 48. So
no.
Anthony's going to be nice off the bench as long as the shots
It's going to give him
falling.
some much needed shooting.
If he's on microwave and he's nailing threes, that'll be very nice. Dean Wade, again, same thing. He could go off and hit 5 straight threes for you, but then also just do nothing for you offensively. Outside of that, I'm trying to get their depth chart pulled up now after this move. Who they got? Drummond? Is Drummond still on the squad? Andre Drummond backing up Embiid? I don't think so anymore. He's long gone. You're looking at basically on the bench, Anthony Simons, Dean Wade, Jabari Walker. I think they got that guy from the Knicks who played like 2 minutes in the finals, Ariel Hukporti.
Oh, okay.
Hey, NBA champion. That's valuable.
We'll take
for
it.
the roster.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Adam Bonner. Is that I did not just make that up. ADEM. Adem, not Adam. Adem Bonner is on their bench as well. They need Rashad. They need some more bodies.
I don't know. I don't know who any of those
You
guys
can't
are.
be subbing out this starting 5 for Anthony Simons, Dean Wade, and then Dominic Barlow, whoever the hell that is, or Justin Edwards. Isn't this Fallon Jr. guy? Isn't he a rookie? Didn't he come from some school?
Yeah, and he killed in college. I remember his numbers.
Where did he come from? Was he Arkansas or Alabama?
Junior. Yeah,
Alabama. He's a rookie this year, I believe.
So yeah, put up 22 points at Alabama. So so they got some guys. They got
Imagine-
some young guys and everything, which is good.
Imagine being a young rookie just coming out of Alabama, like whatever, and then you get drafted in the NBA to the 76ers, and a couple months, a month later, Jaylen Brown, I forget how that all time, and then a month later, LeBron James is not.
Damn it! No, I'm never gonna play. Is what you're thinking.
True, but also like, damn, like my first year, like I'm going to Philly, and I'm sure when he got drafted, like, oh, cool, play with Embiid, and it's like, in 2 months later, it's like, oh no, now you get to play with LeBron also. It's like,
and I think this.
What?
I think this is a great situation for LeBron because you get some veteran talent and guys like Jaylen Brown and Embiid. It takes a lot of pressure off of Embiid's need to be able to play every night and really be the guy every night. It takes a lot of pressure off of Maxey, who was kind of people were starting to zero in on, a little bit. And then Edgecombe gets a chance to kind of learn under LeBron at that position and try to figure out like how to become a better player. I think at this point, man, you got a nice mix of young guys, nice mix of, older dudes. You got a couple good defenders. I think this team is like, we're looking at that Miami Heat situation where they were really top heavy, but then didn't really have much coming off the bench. And it didn't really matter. They were able to fill out the roster with a bunch of veterans minimums. LeBron went there for 2 years, $8 million. So they've got a lot of money to spend. I'm not sure what their cap space is now, but I'm sure they've got a little bit more money to go out there
I don't know.
and spend if there is anybody available.
Let's take a peek. Philadelphia 76ers, they're above the cap threshold. They don't have a lot of.
But if you can get LeBron for 8, I'm pretty sure you can get some other vets that are just out there kind of waiting for phone calls for 8. Currently, I don't think anybody's looking at Westbrook, which is weird to me, but there's a lot of other guys you can get to fill out the roster. I'm just saying there are people out there to do that. Westbrook wouldn't be the guy that I went there, but
I don't think LeBron would sign off on that.
No, he wouldn't. But that was Bron's fault that Westbrook was like that. That wasn't his.
Yeah, that's right. All right. Let's take a break here. Let's get to some Blazer stuff. More things happening in the city, the county, some more moves in the franchise as far as like broadcasters go and speculation as far as what they're going to do there. So let's get into it. The latest updates on the Portland Trail Blazers and their arena, their franchise, broadcasters, all of it. Do it next year. Sports Saturday, Fan Sports Network.
Ready?
Welcome back in. Shout out Jimothy, the best thing to come out of Seattle in quite some time.
Since Nirvana, I've been told.
Yeah. I had to inform Rashad of who Jimothy was, the internet sensation. If you're not aware of who Jimothy is, Google him. He is a raccoon with short spine syndrome, which seems pretty generic, but that is the name, actually. So it's basically like a raccoon with no middle section or middle torso, and it's he looks pretty agile. Like the way his body is deformed, he's just like a raccoon lump with just some long stringy legs. And he's been filmed around the Seattle metro area, and he is multiple companies tweeting about him. You got Mariners players now wearing Jimothy shirts in warm-up of a picture of him. He's taking the world by storm. It's officially the summer of Jimothy, is what Good Morning America says on their Twitter account.
Yeah, I'm not familiar. Got to be honest. I'm just now hearing of Jimothy is his name?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm just now hearing about Jimothy. I'm not sure how he got the name, but
who cares?
Yeah, but either way,
thank whoever named him Jimothy.
Not a fan of raccoons. I'm not sure about you guys, but raccoons are scary as hell. I'm just saying. And so if I saw that raccoon
running up on you,
run up on me with them little man, oh man,
yeah,
no,
he's getting punted for sure.
Man, you're not kicking no raccoon, bro.
If Jimothy runs up on me looking like that,
you're not kicking Jimothy. Like you said, he's got agile legs. He can probably still jump pretty high. You know what I'm saying?
Real twitchy, oily hips.
Yeah, man. You don't want
He can get from the A gap to the B gap in a matter of 0.3 seconds. I love Jimothy's tape and what he's putting on.
You'd have a better chance with like a possum, right?
Yeah.
You don't want it with a raccoon. Especially
Jimothy.
raccoons stand up on those. Jimothy stands up on those really firm hind legs. Get out of here.
Something tells me that Jimothy is actually like more of a threat, like because
with
of this,
all the smoke.
Like a regular raccoon he's a little bit more cumbersome because of that longer body, a little bit more meat on them bones.
Yeah.
Whereas Jimothy is like what are those like really small cars? Gosh, I'm trying to think of it. It's like the one person thing.
The smart cars?
No, not a Fiat.
No. Maybe. No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll figure it out. It's those really like small cars, like
Steve
one, two
Urkel
people,
Isetta,
and they just haul ass though. Like
a Mini Coupe?
No, I'll find it. Damn it! Text line, help me. But yeah, Jimothy is taking over the world. He is he's adorable. He's adorable. I want a Jimothy.
I don't want a raccoon anywhere.
What the Blazers don't want is Kevin Calabro to be calling games anymore. Apparently, they lowballed him. They gave him as he said, a subprime offer, which is a good tongue-in-cheek pun there. As Tom Dundon made his fortune on subprime auto loans, subprime home loans, I believe. I believe he started in the subprime auto loan industry. So Kevin Calabro will not return as the play-by-play broadcaster for the Portland Trail Blazers. A couple other people that were let go in the broadcast department was Michael Holton, longtime, former Blazer and also just part of the broadcast team. I believe it was like 29 years is what it said for Michael Holton.
It's been a long time. I see him at the barbershop all the time. One
of my favorite Blazer eras was Mondo Pad Michael Holton. Watching him struggle trying to work the Mondo Pad every game, it was one of the funniest things. Love him to death, but watching him try to like wrap up this segment, he's like, and that's how we get it done on the Mondo Pad. There we go. He was let go. Jamie Hudson was also let go. She had been doing a lot more for the team over the last couple of years, halftime stuff, post-game stuff. And then Neil Everett, the legend himself, got let go by the Blazers. Here's what I'll say. And this is coming from an opinion of someone who literally does not know or talk to anyone in the Blazers organization. That's fine. Went to games years ago, tried to do that. Wasn't my jam. Didn't have the time. COVID also kind of put the kibosh on that. So I was like, you know what? Going to the Blazers stuff, covering them daily basis, not for me. All these guys are great. I mean, Kevin Calabro, absolute legend for everything he's done, not just this city, just everywhere.
Especially here in the Northwest.
Michael Holton, again, I do feel bad for him because, again, he's been a part of this organization for years and years and years and years as a player and off the floor. So I really feel bad that he was one of these people. Jamie Hudson, again, she's done a great job over the years and slowly climbed her profile where she's doing a lot more for the team. And then Neil Everett. Here's what I'll say. Tom Dundon does clearly not give an F about where these people are from and that they have the geographical connection to this area. What he sees is Kevin Calabro gets paid this much. Our ratings, since he has got here, have not gone up at all. Also, Kevin Calabro, again, legend. Not taking anything away from him. He's done much more in a year of his career than I will ever do in my entire media career. It basically seemed like him and Neil Everett kind of got the, do whatever you want, you know. We'd like you to call every game, for sure. We'd like you to be there every game, and Calabro for few seasons did. Then that 1 year, I don't know what it was, where he was just gone for a whole season.
Yeah, that was weird, yeah.
With Jordan Kent filling in. I know it was around COVID and all that, so maybe he just wanted to take some extra precautions, but he was just gone for a year. So, and then Neil Everett, when he got signed by the Blazers to do broadcast stuff, everybody loved it because he's an Oregon Duck alum. He's from the area. I remember Sports Center. I remember he did an interview with Dirt and Sprague talking about it and how excited he was and everything. That was 4 years ago that he got signed with him. How many appearances? When could you say I know Neil Everett's going to be on the pregame post? Home games? Because it seemed like for the first part it was just home games. And then it started to be less and less home games, and then it just started to seem like he just kind of
showed up when he
wanted to host a Blazers post-game it just kind of seemed like, a little fun thing. I'm just happy to be here. Oh, and you're probably paying me an F ton of money because I'm Neil Everett. And so to me, it's just I love the connection that all these people have made, but you could have me calling those games next year. If the Blazers win 60 games,
no one's going to care. It's not going to be because the announcer. Yeah.
Calabro, if it's you, if Mike Breen's calling the games, again, the same thing when you. So we just get so GD emotional about these decisions. And I know how much we love our team and our franchise, which is why so many people are clamoring to have the city council in the county and just give the money to keep, because this investment is worth it. You don't want to see what happens to this city if you don't bring the team back. Or give the team the money so that way they can renovate. And these decisions, to me, it sucks. Like I said, if I want to do a ranking, I feel terrible for Holton. Feel really bad for him.
For sure.
Feel really bad for Jamie because I know she's just been in this market. I don't know if she was anywhere before. I think she's from this area too. But then Calabro, it's dude, you've had a great career. You're a Seattle guy. You kind of seem like you were 1 foot out the door ready to retire anyways. Okay. And then Everett, same thing. It's dude, you just kind of seemed happy to be here. And we're just kicking it, and Shota called up Jody and be like, "Hey, can I host the post game? Do next week?
Couple nights a year? Yeah.
Hey, next week I'm free. Can I come do it? Sure, come on down, and then we'll pay you a butt ton of money."
He probably didn't come down. They probably built him a little studio.
I'm just seriously, as a sports fan, I am very critical of my teams. I think that is being a good sports fan. If you're just going to blindly follow your team and any decision that is made from the franchise or in this case, you have such an emotional connection to broadcasters that you're just fully faithfully blind. No, I am full on whatever broadcaster, player, whatever, anybody affiliated with this team. If they get let go or fired, is worst decision ever made. It was some random podcast the other day that was just I think not signing Matisse Thybulle to that deal that the Lakers got, that is a huge mistake by the Blazers. And I think the Lakers just got an absolute steal. I'm geez, Matisse Thybulle played 30 games over 3-4 seasons? It's just anything that is under the Blazers umbrella, and it's if you're a Blazer, you are our guy for life, and we will ride or die with you no matter what happens. And if now that this new owner has come in and it's well, we've kind of sucked as a franchise. We're not really a competitor. We do this. It doesn't make us money. We do that. Doesn't make us money. We're paying this guy for the broadcast. The broadcast isn't making money. We're not getting it. Axe this, change this, done this. whatever, dude. Like, I
Yeah.
get it. I generally feel bad for some of these
You
people
don't-
that I don't even know. But
Yeah, 'cause
again,
you
that like looking at it from a business perspective, why are we like, oh my God, how could this happen?
Yeah, 'cause
oh dear Lord.
You don't want anybody to lose their job.
No,
or
but
anything
it's
like
just
that.
like-
You don't want anybody to lose their livelihood. But
Dude,
I will
we work
say
in
this:
radio. We have seen things like this happen. This happens on a yearly basis.
we
damn
can
near.
expect somebody to be gone. You know what I'm saying? Based on something. But here's why Kevin Calabro. It never truly felt like he's the Blazers guy because he wasn't. Remember, Mike and Mike were fired before that, and
I loved
everybody
it when we got
lost
him. I loved it when we got him because
Because he's a big name.
Because I love Calabro's voice when he does the growly, like gravelly. Someone makes a big play, and oh my God, all our stuff's out. One of my favorite moments
Sounds
of
like Vince McMahon.
it's so great. But yes, I hear you. It's like it was always just kind of this like he's just doing this for fun and ride out the rest of his career, and then he'll say peace, going back to Seattle.
Yeah, and so like when we got him, it's like, okay, that's really cool because that was a big name. But the one thing you hope big names do is they bring their endorsements with them, right? They bring the businesses that they're attached to with them. And I don't really know what Kevin Calabro, if he was kind of able to do that, and so they paid him a lot of big money. I don't know. Like I'm kind of with you, Joe's. Like, man, they weren't bringing any additional ratings because he was here. And so if that were the case and the ratings shot up significantly, then that would be different. But that's not really what it is. And so this is exactly what he did in Carolina. Came in and they had the same thing. Like they fired some longtime host and people were pretty pissed off about it, or longtime broadcasters, and people were up in arms about it. And so he's just following a blueprint that for him that has worked. Get rid of the quote unquote like dead weight and kind of see if you move forward. I would never call Kevin Calabro or Michael Holton dead weight, but if you're looking at those contracts and you're looking at what you're paying, you're probably saying, yeah, we could probably get much better. You lowballed the NBA for a coach. What do you think they're going to do for broadcasters? There are broadcasters coming out of school literally every single year. There's somebody in Sheboygan right now that's amazing, waiting for their opportunity. There's somebody at the station probably right now waiting for their opportunity, and it looks like it might be it for them. So yeah, there'll always be another one, and I think that's kind of the stance he's taking. If we're not going to get ratings, at least I'm not going to pay millions of dollars to not get ratings.
No, and just like to me, like it's one of those hindsight is 2020. And when I really like was thinking about it yesterday, I threw out some tweets about it where I was just like, we had Kevin Calabro and Neil Everett on our broadcasting books. Like that's not cheap.
It's probably a significant portion of the broadcasting budget.
And again, for someone who does not, I'm not going to say doesn't care about the city, but has shown he just bought a team. He didn't buy Portland, I think is what he even said. Like, and he's looking at the books and he's like, okay, cool. Kevin Calabro's from the Pacific Northwest, and so is Neil Everett. Neil shows up how many times a year and gets paid how much? And Kevin Calabro, he missed a whole year and a half, and our ratings are how much better since we brought him on? Not much better at all. Give me the kid from Cleveland High School on the call.
We'll take it. And he's ready. I guarantee you, there are people out there that are practicing and they're ready.
There's a lot of, and it's just, you watch the games for the on-court product. You don't do it for the voices. You just don't.
Well, I mean, there are a couple voices
Sean,
that
game
make it better.
The Blazers game could have no one talking. I would watch him if the team's good.
That would be so boring. But yes,
it would be boring.
I would watch it,
but I would still watch it.
But
if they're winning 60 games a year and it's just literally like you turn on the TV and it's just no one talking, just arena sounds for the whole game.
And I think that's
like
the thing.
Essentially a league pass commercial break.
And I think that's what a Mike Breen and that's what Marv Albert, and that's what all those guys like. Yes, I want to listen. It's the NBA on NBC, and Marv Albert is the guy. Yes, I want to hear every bit of that.
Yeah, and someone on the text line, the voice matters. Let me rephrase. The voice does matter. I mean, we had some legendary voices. Wheels, Sean's on the radio. Mike and Mike again. The voice, it makes the on television broadcast product a little bit better, but Mike and Mike and whoever this Blazers team's winning, they didn't bring me the last few years. It's not like when the Blazers at these last couple seasons, I'm like, man, they're winning. They're only going to win like 30, 35 games this year. I don't really want to watch, but I really like Kevin Calabro and Lamar Hurd. I think I'm just going to tune in to hear what those guys have to say tonight.
If you're a guy
I don't even care about the game. I just want to hear those guys.
If you're a guy that likes broadcasting, believe it or not, there are people out there that want to watch the game just because, man, I want to hear what he's going to say.
I would say the majority of people, though, are watching the game for the game. And
Fair enough.
And if they're a fan of the team, they're watching it to see their team win, not. Man, that was a great line by that broadcaster right there. That's why we're paying him the big bucks. That's why we're paying him for that.
Those broadcasters get some great lines.
All right, take a break. Hour number 2 coming up. We got some divisions to start previewing in the NFL. We'll start with the two most boring, least important, no one cares about divisions in NFL, the AFC South and NFC South. I feel like that's pretty appropriate. I feel like the directions, as far as north, south, east, west, the AFC
Definitely
South.
regional love. For sure.
AFC South, NFC South, least cared about.
Yeah, that's fair.
I would say so. So that's where we're going. If that's not a great radio tease for you, listen to our AFC South, our divisional breakdowns of the divisions that nobody cares about. Please continue to listen. No, actually, I found a great website where we can go week by week, and I can give you final records by the end of these. Oh, yeah. I can tell you who's winning this division today.
Do that.
Give you exact records.
Let's do that then.
All right. Hour number 2, AFC South, NFC South. We also got some football nuggets I saw throughout the week that I want to get to wrap up the show. But hour number 2, Sports Saturday, coming up next. Fan Sports Network.
Got it. McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, in case you missed it yesterday, LeBron James is a 76er in what he called his last free agency decision of his career. The King chose to join Philly on a 2-year, $8 million deal with a player option. James is entering a record-breaking 24th NBA season and will hope to end the Sixers' 43-year championship drought. In the WNBA, Bridget Carleton well represented your Portland Fire last night in the All-Star three-point contest. Carleton posted the best score of the first round with a 29, but would eventually lose to the Wings' AZ Fudd, who put up 30 in the final round to win the title. Fire are back in action on Tuesday. Your Portland Thorns came back from an early 1-0 deficit to manage a 2-2 draw with league-leading Gotham FC. Renee Lyles and Jesse Fleming were the goal scorers for Portland. Thorns are currently 4th in the NWSL standings. And your Portland Timbers look to keep momentum after earning 4 points to start the second half of the season. Tonight they host Real Salt Lake in Providence Park. Coverage starts right here on 105.1 The Fan at 6:30 ahead of a 7:30 kickoff. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And
Welcome back into sports Saturday on 105.1 FM, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, YouTube, Twitch for the kids. Joe Fisher III, Rashad Taylor.
The first.
The first, that's right. And Brandon Henson.
The only.
The first, yeah.
B-Hen, the second.
Just wrapped up talking about some Blazer stuff, them letting go of broadcasters specifically. And I just want to say this one thing. To wrap this up is that I talked about it last segment about how I don't know anybody over at the Blazers. The only person I did know at a point was Mike Lynch, and obviously he's not there anymore. Mutual friendships through some other people over there, but for the most part, again, I don't know anybody over there. So, but what I do know happens is a lot of these local reporters, journalists covering the team, whatever, they get in real friendly with the broadcasting team because it's the only one in town. And so it's kind of this club of Blazers reporters, Blazers broadcasters. They're all friends, all hanging out. So when some of them get cut, you have reporters that, again, or journalists or claim to be journalists, and I'm not going to name names, but someone specifically in the market who are clearly showing their true colors and not reporting what's happening and just tweeting out that, oh, Tom Dundon's making, because he has a hockey team, he must know what he's doing. So every decision, if you are a journalist reporter, you can't be posting, retweeting snarky ass comments about, to me, I'm just not going to follow you anymore on Blazer stuff. I'm not going to follow you because you clearly feel a certain way about these decisions, and you're letting that leak into your coverage about the team. So if I want to know what's really happening and why decisions are being made for the Blazers organization, quite frankly, I don't think I'm going to get that locally at this point. To an extent. Again, Jason Quick does an awesome job. He's talking to a lot of people. But he went as far as to say on Isaac Suk that Tom Dundon is near the top of most hated Blazers in organizational history. We had Ruben Patterson on the team. What are we talking about here? And a guy that signed Ruben Patterson or traded for him. So I feel like there's just this whole club of how dare they let this broadcaster go from the Blazers. And it's well, yeah, because you're a reporter and have known this person for 50, 20 years. At this point, that's your friend. That's not a colleague. And so you're not going to be able to report on that as truthfully as you should. And that's just what kills me in this town is because it is the one trick pony with the Blazers. That's where everybody wants to report on. That's where the top reporters go to, where the top broadcasters want to go to. And then you have this just group, this friendship of broadcasters, non-broadcasters, reporters, and it creates things like this where you have local reporters or journalists saying Tom Dundon thinks he can make good decisions just because he's done this with another team. It's just dude, that is an opinion. That's not what you're supposed to do. Report just what's happening for me, please.
I think for a lot of those guys, things get kind of muffled just a little bit just because, or muddled just a little bit. These guys do spend a lot of time together. Yeah. They are at the practice facility. They are traveling together to different states, and they are, so they're spending a lot of time together with the players, with each other and stuff. So yeah, I can imagine a bit of a camaraderie being built between those guys, and yeah, dare I say, a friendship of sorts, to where you see your friend get fired and you instantly go to emotion, right?
Yeah.
And online and everything like that. And which a part of me, understands, like, if y'all were like unjustly fired or something like that, I'd be pretty upset. I don't know if I would go to social, but I think somebody close to me would kind of understand like what I was saying and get out there. But I do think I'm not sure where these writers are affiliated with, if they're actually affiliated with a team or a certain journalistic group or whatever the case is. I'm not really sure, but either way, emotions and social media are never a good thing.
Emotions.
That's what I'm gonna say. Like, I don't know any situation, be it sports or outside of sports, where somebody's been emotional and going to X or going to Instagram has worked out well for them.
Emotions in journalism and reporting
aren't supposed to go together, unless you're writing about something you're truly passionate about, you truly care about, and everything, and investigative journalism, stuff like that. Like, okay, but
it drives me nuts, man. I learned very early at U of O. I had an assignment at journalism school. It was like one of my first assignments, and it wasn't big paper or anything. It was just say, hey, here's this like fake story like that we concocted up. Go and write a news article for it, a newspaper article for this, fake story, right? What I thought was a good article that I wrote, red marks, wrong, bad word, don't use this word implies this word implies you lean this way, this word implies that you actually like this like, it was such an eye-opening experience that just one wrong word choice can make the perception that you feel a certain way about a certain topic. And so when I see, again, guys that have worked for other like news organizations, sports organizations, so I know they're good writers, journalists, reporters. They've done this before, and now they're starting to interject their opinions into how things are being done. That to me is just
what you're doing.
You're overstepping a line, dude, to the point where I'm just like, okay, well then if I want essentially my echo chamber of Blazers Dundon bad, terrible, worst thing ever, then I'll just read your stuff, because clearly I know that's the side you're on, rather than trying to get the full picture. And I don't know who's going to do that in this city. Like I said, maybe it's quick, but you can tell based off his interview with Isaac and Suk, he feels a certain way about Dundon.
And you gotta be real. There are certain people that are going to pander one way or the other, right? And this is why Fox News is a thing, because it's an alternative to something else. This is why so you have a group that's going to pander to one group, and sometimes that's just what people. I'll be real. I don't follow anybody. If I see a good article written about our team or something like that,
he's a lone wolf.
No, seriously, because I understand there are too many people that have their own personal opinions about stuff, and it bleeds into their work. And so, yeah, if I see a good article, I'll read it. I might agree with it. I might not. I've seen so many articles. Ja Morant to the Blazers is a great thing. Ja Morant to the Blazers is going to kill the organization. It's it's, what I mean? There's people that are going to go both ways. So I just try to keep it neutral. I don't really follow any of the people. I'm sure there are a lot of great writers out there, but I've been burned by too many of the great writers, and especially in Portland history in the past, to really believe any one of them. One writer came out a couple weeks ago and said some stuff about Ja this is bringing back the Jailblazers. Now that Ja, I'm not going to say it, give him credit and say his name.
We all know who it is.
We all know who it is. And then the next day it was I had no idea I was using the Jailblazers. Yes, you did. You know what it means. You know what it's meant. You've worked too hard in this city with this organization to not understand the connotation of that. So,
who do you
whatever.
think I am?
Well, we know who you are.
Good pull. All right, take a break, and now we will get into football. Let's start predicting some NFL football. What the hell's going to happen this season? Do that next. NFC South, AFC South, football on Fan Sports Saturday? Football Saturday? Fan Sunday? Sports Sunday? What is the show name again? Because we're going to be Football Saturday here soon.
Sports Saturday for today.
Do we go? Did we go Football Saturday last year, or did we just stay with Sports Saturday?
I think we stayed Sports Saturday.
Okay. Well,
I think we stayed Sports Saturday.
Well, this is the Fan. All right. It's time
Oh, the bells.
to start predicting the 2026-2027 NFL season.
I'm stoked.
Let's bring those bells down just a little bit more. Little bit more. Right there. Perfect. There we go. They are still belling. That is a good bell right there. AFC South. Texans, Jags, Colts, Titans. I believe the Jaguars were your division winner last year.
They were.
Ended up losing in the first round of the playoffs against the Denver Broncos, correct?
Was it the Broncos? I think it was.
Patriots had
No.
the bye.
Yeah. So,
Oh, boy.
the Broncos had the bye.
Who beat the Texans? The Patriots beat the Texans.
Yeah.
No. I'm talking about the Jags, who the Jags lost in that first round.
the Jags lost
I believe it was to Denver. Trevor Lawrence throwing a pick late in Jacksonville.
That was Buffalo.
Buffalo.
Yeah, because the Denver had the bye last year.
Denver did have the bye.
Yes.
They were the 1 seed. Patriots played Texans. Okay.
In the snow.
Okay. All right. It's all coming back to me. See, this is why we do this. AFC South, though, Jags won it last year. Texans came in second. Colts, they had a fun little start to the season. And then Daniel Jones went down and it all went to hell. And then the Titans, of course, at one point were, as Cam Ward said, we ass. They're hoping not to be ass this year. But let's start with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Rashad, they have a very interesting stretch of schedule to start the year before their bye week. They got a week 7 bye week, but this is the Jags open to their season, right? They're going to start with Cleveland right away, and then they get the Broncos in Denver, Patriots, Bengals, Eagles, and Texans. All back to back to back to back. That is weeks 2 through 6. Again, the Jags have to play at the Broncos, host the Patriots, at the Bengals, host the Eagles, host the Texans. And quite frankly, Rashad, I think the Texans or the Jags have a good chance of being 6-1 going into their bye week. I could see them beating the Broncos in Denver. I could see them beating Jacksonville at home. I could see them beating Cincinnati at Cincinnati. I could see them beating Philly, and I could see them beating Houston. I mean, hell, I could see them being 6-0 before the bye week even starts for the Jags. Now, that probably won't happen. NFL's weird. They're probably going to drop 1, maybe 2. I could see them losing that game in Denver, Mile High. That's a tough place to go to. I could see them dropping 1 to either the Eagles or the Patriots, but I mean, it's a pretty tough start, but I see the Jags still coming out of that with either like a 5-2 or 6-1 start.
Yeah, I think they can.
Because then they get the Colts after the bye week.
That's what I was going to say. I mean, I'm looking at their first part of their schedule, and again, that first 5 to 7 weeks of the season for them could be really, really good for this team. You know, I don't expect them to lose to the Browns. I do expect do we know, is Bo Nix back or is he still out? Or
he should be back.
He should be
back.
back.
If Bo Nix is back, I expect the Broncos to win at home. I expect the Patriots, who play great in September, to win that game. You know, so but yeah, the Bengals, the Eagles, the Texans. I don't know. Like I do think it's going to be a little more of a struggle for them, but could also work out well in their favor. For me, I think Jacksonville is one of those teams that, like, I'm still not quite sure if last year was just a
flash in the pan.
Yeah, like we've seen Trevor Lawrence have some good seasons, but last year was like clearly his best one. And if he can keep that touchdown number high, then I think they have a good chance. If they can keep him protected, then they'll be good. Honestly, on paper, they're probably the second best team in this division.
Well, so just running through that schedule real quick, I got them at 11-6, the Jaguars. Let's go to the next best team, or possibly the best team, is the Texans. Now, they get to host the Bills and the Bengals right away. So they'll get the Bills at home, they'll get the Bengals at home in weeks 1 and 2, they'll go to Indy, and then they'll host the Cowboys in week 4. So in the first month of the season, technically, they literally have to go to Indianapolis, and then that's it. And they get to host the Bills, the Bengals, and the Cowboys. That's a pretty nice start
Yeah, and
for the Texans.
their next game on the road is at the Titans.
Yeah,
and so it's
that's a nice 5-game stretch to start the season that you can easily win. You should win at least 3 of those.
Yeah.
Maybe you drop the one to the Bills. Should get that one at home against the Bengals. You have a really good defense. Have them beating the Colts. Probably going to beat the Cowboys at home. Beat the Titans. So yeah, you're looking at maybe 4-1 to start the year for the Texans. What I remember, I did this exercise yesterday, though. I had the Texans kind of falling apart late in the season because this is their stretch of games about halfway. Week 13, they got to go to Pittsburgh. And then the next week, they got to go to Washington. Then they host Jacksonville. And then they have to go to Philly and then to Green Bay. So they have 4 away games in a 5-game stretch towards the end of the season against some good teams. Steelers, playoff teams. Commanders, expected to be back to playing good football. The Eagles, God knows what they're going to look like at that point in the season, but should be good.
I think
Packers should be good. That's going to be a tough end to the season.
The
for
first
the
part of the
Texans.
season is going to be super, super important to this team. If they can go on a nice little run to start the season where they end up, 8-3, and something like that, they can afford to lose some games as they get towards that tail end. But hopefully by then, that's when things are good. The main question for the Texans is, can they stay healthy? That's all. I think that's been the main issue for them. Like, they've had some heartbreaking injuries that happened in the playoffs. You've missed some games with C.J. Stroud because he's getting knocked around all the time. Can the Texans stay healthy? For me, is the number one question.
So running through the schedule and choosing winners and losers, and this is what I came up with yesterday, and their win total is set at 8.5. I got the Texans at 8-9 this year. I have them falling apart at the end of the season. I have them losing 5 of their last 6 games.
Yeah, I'm going to say by that time they're playing pretty good football, so I'm going to say 10-7.
At that 4 road games in 5 weeks,
they're going to win 2 of those. They're going to win 2
buddy,
of those.
I think they'll be happy to win
That
1.
defense is nasty. They're going to win. They're probably only going to get better. They're going to win 2 of those games.
Yeah, I think 8 wins with that defense sounds too low.
Yeah, it's a good point. I mean, I hear the defense was very good last year. It's the offense that worries me.
If the offense can match
the
the
offense
production,
that worries me, and it's the offense going on the road that worries me. I mean, they played the Steelers in that first playoff game last year. I mean, that was god-awful up until the 4th quarter, and the only reason they pulled away is because of their defense. So, I mean,
Right.
That's where it's the Texans' offense on the road is what's going to say. We saw it against the Patriots, what that looked like as well.
on the snow, not
Huge
cool.
year for C.J. Stroud.
Yeah.
Huge year for him. And then we can go to the bottom feeders of the conference, the Colts. Are the Colts going to have another season like they did last year where they make a nice little run to start the year, then fizzle out? Is this just going to be a meh season where they're kind of just middle of the road with Daniel Jones and kind of look like the Giants from a couple years ago? I mean, what do we expect out of them? They start with the Ravens. They then have to go to Kansas City, which, dude, Patrick Mahomes might be ready for week 1, it sounds like. He is fully cleared for all activities.
With a vengeance.
So, you got to play Baltimore, Kansas City, Houston, your first 3 games. 2 of those playoff teams, the Chiefs weren't last year, but they're the Chiefs. So, I mean, that's a tough 3 games right away for the Colts.
Throw in 4 because the next game after that is the Commanders
In London.
So in London. So take the flight and everything into consideration for that. I think it's going to be a tough season for the Colts. I'll be honest.
Dude, and then you
Daniel
go to-
Jones is not one of those guys I trust at the QB position.
And then week 5 after that Commanders game in London, you got to go to Pittsburgh right after that.
Yes,
That you could be looking at an 0-5 or 1-4 Colts team to start the season.
And then 2 weeks after that, you have to go play that Vikings defense. And so there's
In Minnesota, yeah.
So there is just a lot of things against you as you look at your schedule. And then you have like a nice little stretch towards the middle of the season with teams like the Dolphins, the Texans, and the Giants. Like, you have a nice little 3-game stretch. But for the most part, I think it's going to be a real struggle for this Colts team. I'm saying 7-10.
Yeah, as I'm running through my little selections here, dude, it's not going to be a good year. I got them, I think, at a final number of 5-12. Yeah,
Jeez.
it's going to be rough. And I don't think it's going to be much better for the Titans. They play the Jets right away, thank God. I mean, they have a pretty easy schedule considering the conference they're in, but then they play the Giants. They get the Browns. They get the Raiders. So the Titans, I mean, could they be better than last year? Absolutely. Were they like a 2-win team last year? Absolutely. So the Titans improving their win total, well, that very likely will happen. We're still looking at like a 4-13 Titans team this year, 5-12, somewhere along those lines.
I don't know, man. The Titans are the one team that I look at this roster and I say, if there was ever a worst to first team in a division, it's probably this. No, hold on, just hear me out. Just hear me out.
I am. I'm listening.
You start the season with the Jets, right, and then you have a game against the Eagles, which I think a lot of us expect them to kind of lose. But we're not really sure what we're seeing from the Giants or what the Giants are going to be yet.
I got Titans winning that one.
Yeah, and so like the Colts, the Browns, the Bengals, and the Jaguars game, the Cowboys, I think are going to be better, but who really knows at this point? I'm sure Joe has an opinion on where the Cowboys are going to be. But I was looking at this team, and I'm like, there are a lot of games in here that the teams are going to say, yeah, we got this. We're going to sweep them under the rug because they got a second-year quarterback, they got a second-year head coach. Man, we're going to run over them. And I think it'll catch a lot of people slipping with that wide receiver room.
Well, unfortunately, after running through
I'm
the
not
games,
saying they will.
I got my Titans. I got my Titans at 4-13.
I'm still saying I think they can win 6. They can win 6 games.
6?
But if they won 10, wouldn't shock me.
Yeah, I mean, I got them in that 4-6 range.
Yeah.
Just going through it initially, 4-13. So I got the Jags winning the division this year at 11-6 is what I got. But you're feeling Houston?
I think Houston's got the division at 10-7.
Okay. All right. I got Jags. You got Houston. I'll jot this down. We'll get those locked in. And now it's time to get the NFC South locked in. Bucks, Saints, Panthers, Falcons. Next, here's Sports Saturday. But first, Brandon Henson, a sports update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, in case you missed it yesterday, LeBron James is a 76er in what he called his last free agency decision of his career. The King chose to join Philly on a 2-year, $8 million deal with a player option. James is entering a record-breaking 24th NBA season and will hope to end the Sixers' 43-year championship drought. In the WNBA, Bridget Carlton well represented your Portland Fire last night in the All-Star three-point contest. Carlton posted the best score of the first round with a 29, but would eventually lose to the Wings' AZ Fudd, who put up 30 in the final round to win the title. Fire are back in action on Tuesday. Your Portland Thorns came back from an early 1-0 deficit to manage a 2-2 draw with league-leading Gotham FC. Renee Lyles and Jesse Fleming were the goal scorers for Portland. Thorns are currently 4th in the NWSL standings. And your Portland Timbers look to keep momentum after earning 4 points to start the second half of the season. Tonight they host Real Salt Lake in Providence Park. Coverage starts right here on 105.1 The Fan at 6:30 ahead of a 7:30 kickoff. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Brandon Henson from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and spray.
All right, doing some NFL divisional previews as we're getting closer and closer to the season. I will say Dirt and Sprague, they have upped their college football preview lately. Starting to talk about, different conferences. They had Phil Steele on last week. And I had to let them know that when they do that, I have a full-on shove my entire drive into work when they do those college football breakdowns, man. I love the NFL. College football these last few years for some reason, and it's kind of ironic because it's like not the college football we used to know of growing up, and it's a completely different game. College football last couple of years has just been like totally capturing me in a way that NFL hasn't, and it's crazy to me. This season, I want you to just look at the crowds in NFL stadiums. Some better than others, but just look at the audience and what's going on. Some stadiums, it is literally like a Sunday brunch. Like you are showing up to the game and just chilling and sitting in your seat and enjoying your time with your family, watching the game. And yeah, some big plays happening. You get amped up. For the most part, the energy in the stadiums for college football,
different.
Way different for a regular season game
Different.
than a Week 13 game in the NFL where it's like the Lions taking on the Dolphins or something like that. Now, granted, again, I know some of these stadiums, they get absolutely amped and they're on their feet the entire time, especially if you have a winner,
Seattle.
But yeah, there are some NFL teams, fan bases, franchises where they're not like dog crap, terrible franchise New York Jets. But you look at the environments and you're just like, dude, there is just no juice in that building at all.
I mean,
Whereas, like, you go to Mississippi State and they're the worst team in the damn conference and they're ringing their cowbells all game long, getting crushed by 40.
listen, the environment in college football, you're playing for the pageantry, you're playing for the pomp and circumstance, like all that stuff. You're playing for tradition, all that jazz. Like in the NFL, we know guys are playing for money. Like that's the big thing. In college, they're still playing for money, but they're also, playing.
They're playing for a lot of money nowadays.
Yeah, they're playing for the little city in which that they live and stuff like that. So like for college football games, like especially for an Oregon game, if the game starts at let's say noon, like we're up at 8 drinking and pre-gaming and getting ready, and
I love my
the
7 a.m. Autzen parking lot
like
beer.
when you go to Lumen or something like that. There's not like a bunch of Seahawks stuff for miles around. Like you might see a Seahawks flag in like a bar window or something like that. But for the most part, when you get to Eugene, every house, every store, everything is covered in green and yellow. Like, yes, let's go. There's an energy as soon as you get there. Like, okay, Here we go. You see tons of people walking in the same direction, all wearing your college stuff. And then you get there. If you've seen Ohio State, the horseshoe, that's how many people? 100,000 people. NFL stadium is what, 60 maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe 60?
60 to 70 somewhere.
Yeah, something like that. But 70 is the base of where most college stadiums start. They start at 70. So you look at the Big House, the Horseshoe, Rocky Top, all those places.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. But we are talking about NFL because NFL is king. NFL is king. No matter how much we love college football, and some maybe love college football more than the NFL, NFL still rules. And who will rule the NFC South? Last year, it was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Was it the Bucs?
Carolina.
Panthers.
The Panthers, that's
won
right.
the division.
Last game.
That's right. And got absolutely boned in the playoffs by the Bears because of calls. I mean, Panthers aren't a great team, but they got screwed. It was against the Buccaneers, actually, in that last game of the year to win the division is where they got screwed on a few calls. But anyways, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I would say, have been the most consistent over the last few years out of all the teams. It seems like there's a new division winner every season. But the Buccaneers have been definitely with Brady and with Baker, they have been the best team in this division the last couple of years. So it's just a matter of, does this turn into another year of NFC South where everybody is 8-8 going into the last game of the year and we get a division winner? Or if somebody actually, takes the division and is like, no, this is ours and we're winning 11 games and beating everybody by at least 3 games in this year. And if any team's going to do it, to me, it's going to be the Bucs.
Think so?
The Saints, they turned it on late with Tyler Shuck. Kellen Moore was the Cowboys offensive coordinator for a while, which he was awesome. He was good with the Eagles. him as a head coach, I just like, there's part of me that unless they start winning some games, I don't know how that dude can motivate a locker room. Like, Kellen Moore to me, like, I cannot look at that guy in the face and be like, yeah, I'll go to war with this guy. Like, he's just a goofball to me. But what will win him over is his offensive game plan. Like, that will, if you're not a rah-rah guy and you can't get, like, the motivational buy-in, like, by being the CEO type, you better have a good scheme. And Kellen Moore can do that. It's just a matter, are they going to build on what they did at the end with Tyler Shuck last year? Sure, they could, but to me, I just don't think this is their division to win. I think it's the Buccaneers' division to lose.
I don't know. I think the Bucs, I don't know if they're going to take a step back. I know losing Mike Evans was a big blow to them, but Emeka Egbuka, how do I say his last name?
Egbuka.
Egbuka.
Can we find the Rob Gronkowski pronunciation, by the way? I know it's in the system.
Yes, but I mean, I think he had a big breakout year last year, so I think he's going to be a guy that, Baker really kind of lays his hat on. And Chris Godwin, this year, hopefully this is the year that they can kind of spread the ball around a little bit. I don't know if it's their division to lose. I do think there's some other talent in this division, but as it stands, I still think they'll win anywhere between 9 to 11 games this year.
Yeah, just running through the schedule real quick, picking winners, picking losers. I think I got the Bucs somewhere around that 8, 9. Oh my God. No, I got them at 6-11. I'm just clicking teams, and now I'm like, oh my God, the Bucs are at 6-11.
I don't think they're going to win the division.
How the hell did that happen?
They're not going to win the division this year.
I have them start.
Big boo.
One more time. Play it one more time. It is so good.
Emeka Egbuka.
Egbuka? Is that what he just said? Egbuka.
That's a nice try, Gronk.
All right, I'm going to have to reshuffle some wins and losses for this Buccaneers team, clearly. Hell, if there's any division where a 6-11 team is going to win the division,
it's definitely this one.
The NFC South,
it's 100%
right?
this one.
So, yeah, I got the Bucs winning this division at 6-11. I'm standing by that.
Yeah, I mean, I think they can win closer to like 9 games. So I'm going to say 9 and 8.
Well, like I said, I got to find some wins in here because, I can't have them going 6-11. Looking at their schedule, I mean, they get 3 straight home games, weeks 2, 3, and 4. It's not a murder's row schedule, but they just have just enough in there that it could make things go awry towards the end of the year. Like, you got the Chargers week 13, the Ravens week 14, back-to-back divisional opponents, which God knows what happens in that. And then you have the Rams, and then you finish the season with the Saints. So, like, I mean, really, after their bye week, man, it is a total toss-up. So I'm going to say the Bucs win this at 6-11. No, I'll bump it up to 9-8 somehow. But after their bye week, man, it is going to be a tough test for the Bucs. 100%.
Yeah, I agree with you. 9-8.
9-8. You know what? Let's take a break. We're going to wrap up the rest of this in the final segment here. Get to some more news and notes here. Sports Saturday, Fan Sports Network. schedule is. I mean,
Not awesome.
No, they get these 3 straight home games, weeks 2, 3, and 4, but then they literally alternate home and away for like the next 6, 7 weeks, something like that. They go away, home, away, home, away, bye week, away, home. And then again, the last few games, really after their bye week, it's just like the Bucs play the Lions, they play the Panthers, the Chargers, the Ravens, the Saints, Falcons, Rams, and Saints again. So you play all your divisional opponents plus the Saints again. And then you also play the Lions, the Chargers, the Ravens, and the Rams. That's why I think this is all starting to make sense. This 6-11, 7-10 thing here. Is that schedule? I mean, after week 4, man, it's like have fun alternating home and away games, and then at the end of the year playing some really tough teams and your divisional opponents. Best of luck on that one.
Yeah, that's not an ideal schedule for any team to be successful, but I do think they're a good enough team to win at least anywhere between 8 to 9.
Panthers, they start with the Bears at home right away. Then they'll go to Atlanta. They'll go to Cleveland. They'll host the Lions. They get an early bye week. But again, some really good teams that they're playing to start the year with the Bears, the Lions, the Eagles, the Packers. They'll play the Broncos in week 9. I mean, those are a lot of good teams right away to start the year. They'll go to Lambeau. They'll host the Broncos. They'll go to Philly. I mean, initially to start the year, man, they might have a win or 2 on their schedule. The first 9 games, even with the bye week, that is a rough schedule. You play Cleveland, but you got to go to Cleveland. Going to the Dog Pound is never fun.
No, it's not.
No one wants to go to Cleveland.
No, it's not. But at least they get to go to Cleveland in September and not go to Cleveland in October, late October, early November or something like that. That could be disastrous for this team. Yeah, I think we might be looking at the number 1 pick in the draft this year.
Jesus.
Seriously, you look at
I do want to
just starting this season isn't awesome for you.
Just want you to keep in mind there are teams like the Dolphins and the Cardinals and the Jets this year.
I said this is going to be one of those teams at the top of the draft. I think we can agree on that part right now. If they have a season that's more than 5 to 6 wins, I think we'll all be surprised. But to start your season with Chicago and then you go to Atlanta, who I think is going to be better than a lot of people figure they're going to be, and then the Browns, the Lions, the Eagles, the Bucks, the Packers, that's a tough go of it for a team that was just trying to figure it out last year. So, yeah, I mean, I think the Panthers had a good season. They made the playoffs. I think a lot of pressure came off of your young quarterback, but I still think they're a long way away.
Just going through their schedule. Damn, Rashad. Yeah, I think we might be looking at possibly a 3-win Panther team.
Yeah, I'm saying some team that's probably going to be up.
There's no way. There is no way they're going to be that bad. Again, they got a tough schedule too. Like even when they play bad teams, they still have to go there.
Yeah.
Again, the Vikings, how good are they going to be? I don't know, but they got to go to Minnesota, and with that defense, very tough place of way. The Steelers, how good they will be, I don't know. They made the playoffs last year. You got to go to Pittsburgh this year if you are the Panthers. And even when you play the really good teams, you got to play the Seahawks and host them. Have fun with that. The Bengals, they might just light you up when they come into town. You host the Ravens and Lamar Jackson. The Broncos get to come to Carolina. This is not going to be a fun season for Carolina.
It's not going to be fun for you. It's not.
And I feel bad because I saw Bryce Young and Ted McMillan at the Nike employee store a couple weeks ago, and I was like, you know what? I'm pulling for Carolina just because I've now seen those guys. All right, just
that's usually how it goes.
Weird random tangent right there is like, you know what? I saw those guys. I'm locked in for you this year.
You're my dude now.
I don't think that's going to be the case for this. So now it's up to the Falcons and Michael Penix, who, when he got drafted, that was the guy for me. Out of all those quarterbacks in the draft, I'm like, that is going to be the best. And he could potentially not be on this team next year if the season goes the way that Falcon fans hope it does not go. Luckily, Raheem Morris no longer with that team. Thank God. I think that was one of the biggest problems that you had was you need to get an offensive-minded coach for that team. And hopefully the Falcons are able to have a good season because I'm pulling for Penix. I think just what we saw, what he did at Washington, especially against our Ducks, the guy can throw the football extremely well.
Yeah,
and so I want to see him I've never rooted for a Husky fan this hard or a Husky player this hard in my life. I want to see him light up the league like he lit up the Ducks the year that he was starting there, 2 years. So, yeah, man, Classic NFC South. Who the hell knows who's going to win it? I'll take the Bucs.
And this is why I'm taking Atlanta. I think Atlanta has the best roster, if you're talking about offensively, in possibly football, but especially in this division. I think having Bijan Robinson, who was just an absolute stud, at the running back position. Drake London, when he was healthy, was arguably a top 3-4 receiver in the league. He just got big money this year.
Yeah.
Having Kevin Stefanski step in, I've been critical of Kevin Stefanski. I didn't like how he handled the situation in Cleveland. That said, he is a 2-time coach of the year?
Yeah, an offensive-minded coach.
And so a really offensive-minded guy, which is what you need for a young quarterback like Michael Penix. And so I do think there's skill with Michael Penix. I don't think he was put in the best position to be successful last year. I think moving forward, this team can be much better. They've got a great offensive line. They got a great running back. I'm picking Atlanta to win this division.
And I have gone through all the schedules for all 4 NFC South teams and shows winners, losers for each one of their games. And I don't know how, but somehow, some way, my Tampa Bay Buccaneers can win this division at 7-10.
That is possible.
Would not surprise me.
We just need the Falcons and Saints to go 6-11 and the Panthers to go 3-14.
Yeah, I mean, it can happen. We've seen it happen in this division quite often.
We've had 7-9 teams make the playoffs since we have not had a 7-10 team make the playoffs since we added the game.
No, that'll be fun though. That'll be a lot of fun.
When my Bucks get in or your Falcons get in,
17 to win the Super Bowl. That's awesome.
All right, there's your South breakdown. Next week, let's go to the North next week. I want to save the East for second to last since my Cowboys are in the NFC East. And then being on the West Coast, we'll do the NFC and AFC West last. So next week, AFC North, NFC North. Sound good?
I love it.
Cool. We'll be back next week at 9 a.m. It will be me, Rashad, Jordan will be back. But Brandon, appreciate all the help today, man.
My guy.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, sir. Rashad Taylor, appreciate you as always.
A lot of time, my Damon.
And all the listeners out there that were tuning in, appreciate you as always. You can catch us Sports Saturday next Saturday at 9 a.m. And until then, peace.